Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday.
Hey.
Hello.
To Paranormal Tea Time. So today is super exciting because we have two really special guests. We have Lisa LaScola, our team member from Moon Paranormal, helping us co-host tonight. And of course, we are joined by the legendary paranormal icon, godfather of the paranormal, haunted collector, author, everything else under the sun.
etc.
Zaffis.
Yay.
It's good to be. I don't have a teacup, but how do you do that?
Oh.
How do you do that?
Okay, that'll work. Counts.
All right. How do you do? I don't know. You got what? The pinky?
Yes.
Ow! I just hurt my hand.
Yeah, pinkies.
This is our first tea-related injury. So, first of all, what is everybody drinking tonight?
Mine's coffee.
Mine's
Of course it
just
is.
boring Lipton tea.
So I actually got Harrod & Sons Victorian London Fog to try for tonight. So I'm really excited because the other one, the Tower of London, was so delicious. And this one sounded really good too. So I had to get it. So that's what I'm drinking.
And I am drinking Harney & Sons Vanilla Black Tea. Kind of boring, kind of basic, but it's very good. And I got my spooky mug.
I don't know, Lisa. They're awful exotic over here. I don't know.
I got a spooky mug. I got my ghosts.
Yeah, but what do you got in there? Regular coffee, right?
No, I got Lipton tea. Just boring tea.
Oh.
So I'm tired of using the disposable cups because my kitchen is being renovated and I have none right now. So I'm going to just hand wash this in the sink.
Oh.
But it's my Alaska mug. It's one of my Alaska mugs.
Oh,
Hand
nice.
designs. So yeah.
Bigfoot Barbecue is having a beer.
Oh, nice. That sounds better than the tea.
We'll give you a pass if you pour it in a teacup.
Make sure you check because there's something in between two boards in the kitchen where something's getting pulled out.
Who?
Steph.
What do you mean?
In your renovation, check. There's something bright and shiny.
Something bright and shiny. Okay.
Where something's getting pulled away.
They ripped the whole kitchen out already. They've got in the new cabinets, most of it anyway.
Okay.
We're waiting on the countertops.
There was something shiny that was either in the wall or in where the pipes were. I don't know, a coin or something.
Oh, like pennies from heaven type of thing, maybe.
Maybe.
See, now, when I'm done here, I'm going to go searching everywhere.
Check. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I'll check.
Sorry.
That's okay.
The ghosts are calling.
I forgot to. Sorry, I forgot to take it off the hook. I know. I'm one of those weirdos that still has a landline. Crazy.
That's an artifact in itself for the museum.
Right? Well, actually, there are a couple of other ones that are out there.
Yeah.
So,
Do they?
The old rotary. You remember the old rotary?
Yeah.
I have an antique one from like the 40s or 50s that this woman had, and it would ring every night. Oh. And I think she said it was either 7 or 8 o'clock. I don't remember what time it was. And she says it was her dead husband calling to tell her good night. And I said, well, that's a beautiful thing. She goes, it is not. I couldn't stand him when he was alive, and now he's still bothering me when he's dead. I said, all right, then I'll take your phone so he'll leave you alone. She shipped me that phone. She shipped it to me. Yep.
Oh,
so
wow.
Has it rang?
Did her husband come with it?
I don't know. We might find out one of these nights soon with all of you down here.
I think we'll have to check out. Death Haunted, but our Reet says John needs a beer.
Oh, and
yes.
Bigfoot is making a pot roast. I want to be able to cook something.
I'm drinking dandelion tea.
Oh,
You take yourself and that sounds very.
You can, yeah. If you have a lot of dandelions out, you can actually like get it like a mortar and pestle and like ground it up and steep it and stuff. So it's supposed to be really healthy.
There's something that with the some of the Greek food too with the dandelions.
Mm-hmm.
I remember something. I can't remember what it was though.
They make dandelion salad.
Soup. Might be
Dandelion root, I
too.
think it is, right?
Is it? Yeah.
Or maybe the dandelion leaves. They make a salad out of that.
Maybe that's
Oh,
what it
I can
is.
see that.
Okay.
Yeah.
They always
Yeah,
say,
the dandelion salad.
they always say if the
I'm
bees
intrigued, so you
can
think I
have
would
it, so can we.
Crazy.
Very cool.
So, Rich Michella is on. Hi, Rich.
Hi,
Hey,
Rich.
buddy. How you doing?
So,
I
haunted.
can't read the
Have you
comments,
gotten
unfortunately.
any cool objects sent to you lately? I've seen a couple pictures that you posted.
Yeah, I got that crazy mask.
Mhm.
And,
Ooh.
the whole story with that was the woman just totally flipped out over it. It was just sitting on the shelf. To me, it looked like a Mexican piece of art, not anything, really spooky or anything, but she totally flipped around. She goes, no, if they left it there, there's something with that. I'm not going to close on the house if you don't pull it out. It was one of my realtor friends, and they were going, please come over and talk to her and take it out of here.
I would too.
Jeez.
There's
So-
something to be said about masks, especially ones that are like from Africa, that are from Mexico. There's something inherently just like you feel the energy. Doctor I used to work for in Alaska, a patient from Mexico actually gave him one, and I hated it. I'm like, there's something about this mask that I do not like. That is
Okay.
probably one of the objects that I would never take home is a mask.
Well, if you
No?
do, just give it to me. That's all.
Okay, if I run across any, I'm giving them to you.
She's
have a
going to
lot of
trade you
masks.
a
I've
mask
seen
for
your-
a doll.
You have a lot of masks in your museum already.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
do. I have
Yeah.
so many. Yeah.
All right, if you had to say, like, what do you think that you have the most of? Dolls, masks, mirrors,
Dolls.
dolls.
There's hundreds of them. Seriously.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just like boxes and box. Actually, I started cleaning the room next to my office because at one point in time I used to teach classes in there. Now it's a storage room. But as I was opening different boxes, it was just like dolls and dolls and dolls, and I'm like, it's unbelievable the amount of dolls. But mirrors too. I say I have about at least 50 mirrors that came from
Wow.
different things from over the years. I have one mirror that survived a fire up in Maine. Only thing that survived the house fire, and they claimed they kept seeing spirits in it. And I ended up with that. That thing is huge. Then there was another one that came from a home that they kept claiming they thought it was like a scene out of Gettysburg with the soldiers that kept showing up in the mirror.
Oh, that's interesting.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
incredible.
so we had cameras and everything on it. We never captured anything, but it would be so cool if we were able to.
You got to
Mhm.
stick that in the back of your car and bring it to Gettysburg.
Right?
Bring it home.
Yep,
Let's see.
definitely.
He rides around with a lot of weird stuff in the back of his
know.
car.
Todd Cocotilo says hi, everybody. Hope everybody's having a great week.
Hi.
And Mr. Barefoot Paranormal, Robert Bandoff, is in the house.
Yeah.
Oh, that's one of the jet
Sandra and
setters.
Robert. Yep.
Yeah, those
Hi,
are the jet
Robert.
setters.
Todd actually has a question for you, John. Do you have any specific item that you were drawn to and is your favorite, so to speak?
I think it's mainly the things that I, had received from my uncle that mean the most to me. They're not necessarily anything that have any hardcore stuff with them.
Mhm.
Is there energy attached to some of those items? Absolutely. But I think those types of things mean more to me than anything else. My most personal one is the little Blessed Mary statue that came from the haunting in Connecticut, and the hands melted off.
Oh, wow.
So again, do I think it's haunted? Yeah, but I think it's by a positive energy that it was able to break everything, and that was so unique. I mean, it
Yeah.
freaked out a priest, so
Yeah.
again, that tells you something right there with that.
Yeah.
Occult items, I think, are the creepiest though. Different things that are used in ceremonial magic and different things of that nature. About 2 weeks ago, give or take, I have worked on a case where they broke down another altar, and one of the idols was this gold mask, and this freaking thing was pretty old, and it went through, I guess, a couple of the different generations of the people, and then finally he, decided he wanted to break it. He was afraid of the energy of it,
Mm-hmm.
and had sent it to me. So that's pretty cool too. That's recent. So
Yeah, I mean, we know, like, just even with spirits, when talking to spirits and things like that, like, and taking in objects from antique shops, it's all about your intention with these objects.
Mhm.
And when you set your intention up to do maybe, something negative especially like in occult items, it makes sense that it would have something kind of more negative attached to it.
Yeah.
Yep, because you're putting your intentions, your thoughts, your energies out into these items.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Sandra is here too. Mrs. Bandoff, the other half of Barefoot Paranormal.
We got both the jet setters in here tonight.
Yes, we do.
Trouble. And Eric Barber. Hey.
Oh,
Good
hi,
evening,
Eric.
everyone. Brianna
So-
has another question for
Yes.
you. John, do you have any items that you've had to get rid of due to them becoming a problem?
There has been over the years items that I do not keep. What I end up doing is I either bury them or I throw them into a body of water. Do I bury them in my yard? No. My wife will bury me if I do that. No. Usually I'll try to dispose of things in the woods, or I live along the Housatonic River, which goes right into the basin, so the current is wicked there and it pulls everything right out.
Mhm.
So if I need to dispose of something like that, that's usually what I will do.
Now you're going to
Good
find
idea.
Stephanie out in your woods with a shovel.
Or she'll
If-
be waiting
no,
on
no,
the
no.
back.
If John Zaffis says this thing is negative and nobody should have it, then I'm going to leave it at that.
All right.
Yeah,
Zaffis says hello,
it's
Mr. Zaffis. And Tom's here as well, Archangel of the Paranormal.
Oh,
Hey
hi,
guys.
I have a question for you, John. What does your wife think about
What?
all these?
What's your wife? What?
What does your wife think about all of these objects that you bring in?
She asks more questions now than she ever really did.
Yeah.
She'll usually say to me, well, what is that from? Where did you get that? Or if there's a box or something that gets delivered here or anything, she'll tell me I got to go look at it, because if my name's on it, she don't want to be touching
yeah,
it.
I wouldn't open it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But she's more inquisitive now about a lot of the things. And
Yeah.
you guys know me, you know my wicked sense of humor.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm out here or something like that and doing something, and she'll ask me about it. And sometimes I'll pick it up, and especially one of the dolls or something, and I'll go, ah! Like that. And she'll go, you asshole.
I can see you doing that.
That is funny.
He's going to do that to you.
I know. He said he was going to chase me with dolls. I didn't talk.
Yeah.
He'll be chasing you with the doll. Stephanie will be chasing him.
To
Yep.
take the doll.
And we'll be recording.
Trying to get them. Trying to definitely get them.
Mhm.
So can I ask you a question? You ever get any Dybbuk boxes?
Oh, I have like 5 or 6 of them.
Oh, wow.
I have 4 that have never been opened. Now, it's so freaking weird that you brought... Lisa, you're psychic, aren't you?
I was thinking about them today. I don't know why.
You're psychic. I'm
Okay, tell me.
working on a case right now.
Okay.
I don't know what... I think you guys heard me say this before. I don't know what it is. Anytime I'm going to Pennsylvania, I end up getting involved with the case. Every time. It's weird. I just got involved with one that ties in with another Dybbuk box. Because 3 of the Dybbuk boxes now are from Pennsylvania.
Oh, that's
And
weird.
this one's pretty creepy, and just the way it was set up and everything like that. And the woman said that she thinks the person that was involved with it actually mixed their blood with the wax to seal it.
Oh.
I said, how do you even know that? She goes, because he made a remark about it, and she said it just creeped me out, and I told him I didn't want that left in the house. So, again, I saw a couple of photos of it. So we'll see what happens with me heading down or coming back. I still don't know if I'm going to be doing it going down or working on it when I'm coming back.
Mm-hmm. Makes
On
sense.
your way to Ohio, you're going to go.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
The Bandoffs, I'm not sure if that's Robert or Sandra on the Barefoot Paranormal YouTube, said, do you have a wooden box that belonged to a satanic worshiper and they got like a crazy EVP off of it?
Oh, that's one of them. Okay, I think Bobby said about one of them that's not broken open.
Mm.
I believe that's the one he's referring to. And again, it has a lot of different markings on it. It has a lock on it and everything. And a very good friend of mine, MJ, from over in England, she was here visiting and she goes, John, those are a lot of sigils that are on Supernatural. I go, get out of here.
My favorite show.
I know, right? She brought it up. She showed me the picture of it and it was almost identical to it. She goes, that's the real thing. And I go, yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right. I think that's the one Bob's talking about.
So do you ever open them?
No.
I wouldn't either.
Someday somebody is going to have a field day with opening up some of the things I got there that I've never
I hope they don't open them.
Yeah, they're like little Pandora's boxes. Like they should not be opened. No. You don't know what you're releasing.
Doesn't mean they aren't.
I know, but you know how people are today. They'll
that's
break it open because they want to see if anything's going to happen.
And they'll do it on YouTube.
I'm too old. Yes. I don't want to be bothered with that. It's in the box. It can stay in the box. Kumbaya. Do what you want in the box. But I'm not going to break it open for them to run around. No.
Yeah.
Brianna's asking, what's the worst, like, utterly haunted item you've ever had to handle that you had to, like, is there anything you had to put down you didn't even want to touch?
Like it was just too intense.
Some altar pieces from, very, very dark things that were done. And, it was hardcore stuff. And when touching some of the stuff, you could just feel the negativity with it.
Mm-hmm.
And again, when some of that stuff has been used like in hardcore practicing, it's creepy. And when you're touching that stuff, it just creeps you out. I mean, that's almost like a few of the things I have from funeral parlors and things of that nature that are old creepy things that, could have or may not have been associated with anything. They're still creepy. There's there's still creepy items and you still get a creepy vibe off of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. We see a lot of those that are just like not necessarily full of activity, but just creepy as hell.
Yeah.
Staring at you in the middle of the night.
Those are the ones I love the most.
Well, that was one of the most disappointing things. I don't know, you might remember it back in North Adams when I was working on possibly buying the old funeral parlor. It was in. It was.
Was that Haunted Collector?
No, it was before that.
Okay.
It was prior to anything. Anyways, it was a super, super old funeral home in North Adams, Massachusetts. It was closed up, and they still had the old creepy velvet curtains up. And, I wanted that place so bad. It was so creepy looking, but it just didn't end up working out. But
anyhow, so what's meant to be will be.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because my running joke was where the creepy curtains were and all that, where they would have the casket set up in front of it. I thought that'd be so cool to put a bed in front of that. My wife told me I was nuts.
That's why you didn't get it. She called the realtor. She was like, no, absolutely not.
That would not surprise me. Trust me, it would surprise me.
That's hilarious.
I mean, would you actually be able to sleep if you live there in a place like that?
I don't know. I guess. I think I'd be able to sleep, but I'm joking. I wouldn't really, set the bed up in front of all the creepy curtains or anything like that. But with my luck, some of my crazy friends will jump out from behind it.
Probably.
It just wouldn't surprise me. But no, I mean, if I bought a place and there was an apartment or something and I had to stay there, occasionally or something like that, I don't know that it would bother me that much.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've never objects.
Yeah, I mean, I'm out in my office, a lot. I don't sleep out here or anything. It's a separate building, but again, I don't know. A lot of stuff doesn't bother me that much.
Mm-hmm.
It just.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you actually have haunted objects in your office? Because when we were there, it almost felt like you did.
Okay, there's not anything from cases.
Okay.
But you're not the only one that a lot of people say that it has a different vibe to it, and it does. Because there's a lot of religious things that are done and a lot of different things with this particular room. And the one thing that I do keep in here from a case is the little Mary statue. Have you guys ever seen the Mary statue? From the haunting?
I know I haven't.
I would love to see it.
Yeah.
It's right there. Just give me a second to get it.
Okay. I think a lot of people would love to see it.
In the meantime, Tom says, I would definitely be hiding behind the creepy curtains on you.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
I
would.
can see it.
He definitely
wow. I'm actually excited to see this.
He definitely would, and he'd have Stacia helping him. Now, this is a result from the exorcism.
Oh,
and
wow.
as you can see,
wow, she's beautiful.
See, I think it's haunted, but not in a negative perspective. I've never felt that way. When they were breaking down everything and moving everything after the exorcism, the priest actually screeched, and we all ran into the living room, and this was on the mantle of the fireplace, and the hands were melted off of it. And
so sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
And for many years, we never knew what happened to it. And years later, Carmen Snedeker, after her kids were grown up, was starting to lecture, and her and I would team up doing things, talking about the haunting in Connecticut. And one day she goes, I got something she's my Southern Belle. I call her my Southern Belle because of her accent. And she said, I got something for you in my purse. And she pulled this out and opened up the newspaper and pulled it out, and it was the statue. And I went, we often wondered all these years whatever happened to that. She says, I always kept it. She goes, now it goes to you, and it goes in your museum. So
wow.
Again, it's just it's plastic. I mean, it's just the fact of what it represented and what it was involved with means more to me than anything else, I guess, really.
Yeah, I get the feeling of just something very mild, like almost like little whispers, little waves, little bits of air that cross through. Nothing major, just but she kind of took a hit, you know what I mean?
Yes.
She took a hit, and
yes, absolutely.
Kind of like crystals do. Whenever crystals take a hit and they break, you gotta, you're supposed to bury them. I feel like she took a hit too, but her job isn't done.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
She's still watching over things.
Yeah.
Definitely. Absolutely. That's my feeling. I think she is, and just keeping an eye on the old man here. And yet, now here again, another funny thing. I hadn't talked to Carmen in, I don't know, it's been a while. It's been a minute. So I like that new saying everybody's saying now, it's been a minute. I get a kick out of that. Anyhow, it was today I was talking to her, and we were just chit-chatting, going back and forth, and talking in general about some of the different things and things that are going on and happening. And she'll say, John, and I go, yeah. I call her Auntie Carm. I go, yeah, Auntie Carm. She goes, I still can't believe you're out there doing all this stuff. As crazy as everything is out there now, I don't know if I'd ever be able to do it. I go, Carm, I said, you won't be able to put up with it.
No, it's definitely getting wild.
Yeah.
More wild by the minute.
Yeah. She'll look at different things and see different things, and she'll go, I can't believe how vicious it is. She goes, I thought it was bad, back when our case was going on. She goes, now she goes, nobody cares what they say or do. And I go, nope.
No.
Yeah. But it's also our job to teach the younger generations on how to investigate properly, how to be respectful, how to bring the good energy into the field too. So we have an obligation.
How's that working out?
For the ones that I have helped immensely,
no,
it's working.
I'm just teasing. No, because there's a lot of people out there that are absolutely fantastic. And like I said, at the end of the day, it depends on how somebody's doing something and they view things.
Yes.
When somebody calls me and I say to them, what are you looking for? What do you want to get out of this? And you start telling me you want a TV show, and you want to do books, you want to do this, you do that, and already right then and there, I'm just like, okay, you're going into it for the wrong reason.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people
going into it for those reasons, you're not going to get it, because people can tell, like the legitimate people in the field can tell when you're in it for the fame, for money, for TV
Mhm.
shows.
Mm-hmm.
Again, too, it's okay. I don't have a problem with it.
Right.
I mean, but again, I just never viewed it that way. That's why, because people laugh at me. You guys know that you could be sitting there talking to me, and I'll come up with talking about a story you never heard me talking about, or a case or an item just that comes out of the blue, because I don't always talk about a lot of the stuff I get involved with. I just, go out, do what I have to do, and that's usually the end of it. So,
Yeah.
but a person that is trying to build a career behind a lot of this today, there's too much out there now. There's just way too much.
Yeah.
You gotta remember back in my day when I started, there was maybe a handful of people, if that. Ed and Lorraine were around, Hans Holzer, Barry Tabb.
Mhm.
It was all those people that were in that little, area of it. So Ed and Lorraine were the third paranormal group to put up a website. The third one.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the third one. Now, I just talked about this last night. Back in the day, in the 80s, when it was just starting to come to the forefront and everything, buddy of mine, Mike, had, offered to build Ed and Lorraine a paranormal site and get it out on the internet. Ed didn't want nothing to do with it. Nothing.
Yeah.
But Lorraine was encouraged by it and everything, and boom, everybody was working on it. And so Mike got everything all done and pulled together, and Ed and Lorraine were down. I invited them down. I said, come on down for dinner, and they came down. Mike wanted to premiere the site for them. So remember the big old monitors and the
Yes.
Yeah.
it was doing all that, and then it
The
came up.
dial-up.
Yeah, the dial-up, right? Came up, and there was the site and everything, and the both of them were standing there. Ed was just looking. Mike showed a few more things. Ed looked, and then he walked out of the room. Then Lorraine says, show me more, dear. So Mike was showing her the rest of the different pages and everything. And then she turned and looked at me and took her finger, went right down my shoulder. That's the tool of the devil, don't you know? And walked out of the room. Now, but you stop and think about it. Boy, what the hell did she know that we did?
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think about it. That stuck with me all these years. And when she walked out, Mike turned and looked at me. He goes, they don't like it? And I busted out laughing. I go, yes, they do. I go, oh, yes, they do.
Wow.
Okay.
So,
So,
I mean, but I always tell that story.
so you know how like all of us who do this, like, because we love the field, we love talking with the spirits and stuff. There's always a very pivotal thing that happened in our lives that turned us onto this field. What was your thing, like your moment, like, I'm going to continue on with this? You know what I mean?
That happened when I was about 15, 16, the sighting of my grandfather at the foot of my bed.
Okay.
I can remember it, very clear. It was a Wednesday night. It was in the 70s. I was a flower child, and that's all you need to know. But again, I had school the next day, so it happened. It stood there, shook its head back and forth, and it frightened me, it scared me. So I ran downstairs and told my mom. I go, there was something in front of my bed and was shaking its head back and forth. And she goes, it didn't say anything or do anything. And I go, no, just shaking its head. And she goes, well, Johnny, that was my father, your grandfather. You're not going to remember him because you were only 4 when he passed away. And he was a very stern man. And he would always shake his head back and forth.
Yeah.
But the bizarre thing was, a couple of days after that, my grandmother passed away. And you always hear these stories about deceased loved ones coming back. And that stuck with me. And I kept saying it to my mom, and she goes, well, go tell my brother. She'd tell my brother about it. And so I went up and told my uncle about it and everything. And he goes, you mean you never believed in any of this? I go, no. I thought you were doing just making it a quick buck, and stuff. But that was my opening to taking that step back and going, there's something to all that.
Yeah.
And
That's amazing.
and it was like, it was just bizarre and it was crazy. But like I said, that sticks with me like it just happened yesterday, and that's what, 50 some freaking years ago now.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
again, it just, it just escalated from there. I got more involved. And then when I got in my 20s, that's when I wanted to learn about the demonology.
Mhm.
Does it happen? Does these things occur? And, you know, Ed and Lorraine would, be going to this exorcism, that deliverance, or this powwow or something else. And sometimes I'd be fortunate enough to go with them. And that made me take another step back and go, all these different cultures and belief systems believe in this stuff.
Yeah.
Yes.
That there's
Yes.
things that occur, there's things that happen. So that really made me go down that road with studying a lot of different things and different practices. And, again, that where I ended up getting involved with the negative end of this work.
Yeah.
And that's really
don't
cool
I don't
because
focus that much on it. But
It's
go ahead.
amazing.
Yeah.
well, all these different cultures, different religions, they're so different, but they have so many of the same elements. They have, the demons, the evil spirits,
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
things like that.
Yep.
So it kind of makes you think, if they're all saying the same thing, are they all
Yeah.
wrong?
No, they just have
No.
different names for it.
Mhm.
Different
Yep.
names, different ways of doing things and handling things.
Yeah.
But the end result is the same thing, is to get rid of that quote unquote negative energy,
Mhm.
negative spirit, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
So again, I'm Roman Catholic and I go by that. That's what I use for me, but that doesn't mean anybody, everybody else out there is. So, but I am so fascinated by all the different rituals and the different practices, watching Native American, the Buddhists, the rabbis, when they perform these things. And my running thing with me always was, they go in there, kick ass, and everything's done and over with, and they're out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Then they celebrate.
correct.
Yes.
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 Yeah.
And do you think it's not really the ritual itself? It's more the intention of the ritual that they're doing it, right?
I think it's
whether-
both.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Both?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say both too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Well, intent is
Hey,
everything.
Maria.
Yes.
So again, when intent is put into play, and you have that with, here's an interesting perspective, because everybody always says there's, including me, there's a lot of power in prayer.
Right.
Mhm.
Oh, there's no way, Jose, that there isn't. In chanting, humming,
Mhm.
look at, we got the monks that, do all the humming
Yeah.
and everything like that. And again, with the power of that collective, I think is what helps.
Yeah,
to,
that's what I mean. It's the power
Yeah.
of that intention.
Yeah.
And
yes, yeah.
See,
There's-
sometimes I
there's-
wonder if, when we're out investigating, rather than like a spirit coming up and touching the REM pod, it's the fact that there's like 10 people sitting in a circle, all staring at this REM pod, like kind of willing it to go off.
yeah.
So how much
Yeah.
of it is like spirit versus like how much of it is us projecting things?
Hmm.
I want to say about 50-50, if even really that. Because when you have the collective of energy, you can cause a lot of things to start to occur. So
Mhm. That's true. Yeah.
I think a lot of us realize that more now. Okay, it's just like with us. We have a certain group of people we bring in, or we work, I shouldn't say bring in, but work with, and we know 90% of the time we're going to have activity.
Yeah.
Right.
And then you could go with a different group and everything else could be totally flatlined.
Mhm.
Right. Yep.
Why? Why does that occur? Why does that happen? Because again, the collective of energy,
Collective.
Yeah.
thinking, yeah.
that's what
Yeah.
can cause things to occur or cause things to happen.
Yeah.
I honestly do believe that.
I like
Yeah.
to think
Yeah.
we're just a fun group and the spirits like hanging out with us.
Yeah.
Oh, we are fun.
Well, that
Yes,
too.
definitely.
That too.
All right, we have a bunch of questions.
So Sean, actually, Nicole's husband, made a very good point. As long as people aren't praying to demons, and the demons are saying like they're healing and stuff. And I've seen, I know certain people that like to, I guess I would say, pray to demons and think that these demons are helping them and that they're their friends. And I'm just like, nope, 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 nope. We don't play that game, And it makes me worry for them, because obviously I'm feeling like, okay, these demonic energies are probably just absolutely manipulating these people.
Of course.
And like they're gonna nibble them down until they got their soul, and then they're just gonna go poof, I'm gone,
I
something.
feel like half the people who are playing with demons are nuts and have never encountered a demon in their life.
That's
Sorry,
true,
like you're not
too.
carrying a demon around in a shopping bag. You're not.
That one.
You
Yeah.
sure?
Yeah. Well, yeah, you have to look at that from, I think, a couple of different perspectives, because you have people, that is their belief system, that's their practice, and they work with that. Okay, a good example would be that most people could relate to. A lot of us talk more openly about jinn and jinn today than we ever did before.
Yeah.
Again, in our culture and society today, that is brought into and put under the umbrella of devils and demons.
Mhm.
So there's a lot of different ways I interpret things and look at things. And if a person is doing something because that is their belief and their practice, that's their choice. So therefore, I'm respectful of what people do. Now, don't get me wrong, Steph. I'm not interested in doing that myself.
Yeah.
Because usually when I've been in those environments and I've witnessed and seen a lot of shit that people would never even believe if I brought up. But anyhow, but again, like I said, that is their culture or their belief system, in working in conjunction or doing that. That's fine. That's their thing. The one thing that's most important with that, and always remember that, is when a person is upfront with you about it. Person tells you, okay, I practice this and this is what I believe in. To me, I find that more respectful than anything.
Yeah.
It's when people
Sure,
are
yes.
behind the scenes that do that and don't tell you, is when your guard really has to go up high.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
just don't like, it's not something like, I don't invite negativity into my life, into my home. Like, I have children, it's just not something I can mess with. So I'm usually not around those people, but I know of people that do it. I had a poor gentleman that his ex did some sort of a blood magic over his body, like, and she totally subdued him. Like, she literally bled all over him and was saying some really crazy stuff. And he had an attachment that was portraying itself to be a child. But this thing, like, if we said, okay, make that REM pod go to yellow, it's beep. Okay, turn it to red. This one over here, beep. It did that for a full hour. And I'm like, this is not a child spirit. And we eventually figured out, like, this was something more negative. But unfortunately, the only way I know how to get rid of it would be using Saint Michael the Archangel. But this
Well,
gentleman,
that's very powerful.
this gentleman doesn't have that belief. And so I'm like, I can't do anything about it then, because I don't know what else to do. You know what I mean?
Okay. Again, this is where we come up against a lot of this, with a lot of people just don't believe in any type of organized belief structure or anything whatsoever. Again, that's their choice. And there's not really anything we can do per se, but you reciting the St. Michael prayer, you're doing that to help protect yourself and your environment. You're doing that, again, at that point, for your protection.
Yes.
So again, you're doing it and handling it the right way. And that is that individual's choice. I come up against it all the time.
Yeah.
So again, I love the people that say to me, well, I want to keep X, Y, and Z ghosts in the house, but I want these 3 other ones to go. What do I look like? I've got to
you.
You're playing the
they're all
hokey pokey with
gone.
ghosts.
I'm not Whoopi. I can't do that. So, but people do that. They'll go, they want to keep the good ghosts, but they want the bad ones out.
Yeah.
Well, usually if you're going to clear something, it gets cleared, period.
Correct. Yeah.
It's weird the way people look at stuff.
Yeah.
It really is.
I did have a nice lady that actually sent me some of her good haunted items because there was something negative in her house, and she wanted time to clear out the negativity before she took the good ones back. So we did that exchange, it worked out just fine, but it was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
All right, John, we got something for you. Guess who's here in the chat?
Hi. How are you?
Bullshit is here.
Oh, you haven't been out playing with the girls lately. How come? Lisa wants to know. Mama Moon wants to know.
She's coming out with us next week.
Where you go? Oh, to what you call it one?
Yeah,
To,
the mid-orange.
the mid-orange.
Yeah.
Cool.
And both Todd and Eric want to know, is there a place that you wanted to investigate that you haven't yet? Like this location?
I would love to go to Greece, Italy.
Oh yeah.
Just to, some of the different things. I would love to go to like, believe it or not, Iraq or anything. Not now, if everything calmed down, because there's so much there. And I think the ultimate would be to be able to get in and investigate the Vatican.
Yes.
And I could, I got a good friend of mine that higher up, and he's been through some of the archives, and he'll start telling me stories, and I'll just tell him, "Shut up! Don't tell me anymore. Shut up!" And he'll tell me about the different things that are literally in there. So you got thousands and thousands of years of things that are stashed away down there. I would.
Yeah.
Isn't
That's
there
fascinating.
Like all these tunnels over there or something?
I think you need to bring your tech support with you if you go to the Vatican.
The full moon, all of us, we all got to go.
Yeah, we all got to go. We're going to the bag.
And Anne-Marie, she would like to know, where are you going to be when we're all together on Saturday? No excuses. I don't care where you're committed.
Uh-oh. Well, I'm in Ohio, and I'm at the Reformatory, the old Ohio State Reformatory. It's great. I love it there. The people that put that on are fantastic people. Actually, too, something I learned recently, and I didn't even know it, they don't actually charge people to go to the paranormal convention. It's the building that charges the price, and it goes right back into the building. Okay. So I thought that was, I just realized it recently when they were talking about it and saying how it was structured and how it was done. And to me, I said, that's even more of a positive.
Yeah.
Again, plus we're inside. We won't be outside in the heat and in the rain. And, it'll be a lot more cooler and drier being on the inside. So,
you convinced her. She's coming with you instead.
Okay. Oh gosh.
Eric also asked before, real quick, if anybody had ever sent you a haunted Bible. Do you have haunted Bibles?
This is freaking weird. Again, this just came up today. We were going back. I'm sorry, on Mother's Day. My son was asking me where our family Bible was.
Oh.
And I said, well, it was with my oldest sister, Julie, and most recently. I was like, geez, I got to double check, and find out where it actually is or where it ended up, the family Bible and everything. And one of my nephews had stopped over and he goes, Uncle Johnny, I got it. I went, okay, as long as somebody has the Bible, I said, I just didn't want to, just see it disappear. But my son started asking me about Bibles. And he goes, Dad, I said, Chris, I said, there's at least 15 or 16, so I started showing them a few of them that were out there. And I go, that's odd. I said, you never usually ask me about anything, but yet you're asking me about the Bibles. Why? And he said, because I like those real old ones with the cutouts in them and, how heavy, the covers and everything. I was just curious. It's because you never really talk about the haunted Bibles that you have out there. So I said, well, so much shit out there I don't talk about.
So that's actually a good question. How do you think a Bible gets haunted?
Depends on what it's used for.
Okay.
A lot of times with, practices and beliefs. Okay. Again, thought and cause. Can grandma's energy be attached to that old Bible?
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Like attached to somebody.
Right. Now, also, remember in a lot of occult practices, Bibles could be used in a reverse. Yes. So therefore, I have a few of those that are definitely on the negative. I have one from the 1800s that when they were using it in a negative ceremony, the damn thing lit on fire.
Oh, wow.
Whoa, yeah. Scary.
And you could see it. It's all singed, but it was just weird. And it was kind of crazy. So yeah, you never know with those types of things that sometimes how they're going to get used or how what's going to portray with them.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Well, it makes
that makes
sense.
sense now that you said
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely makes sense with using a Bible for something else because, I mean, I know in Alaska there was an issue where people were coming into, because I'm Catholic, so I go to Catholic church, and people were coming into the Catholic church and they were wanting to stand in line for the consecrated host, but they
Mhm.
were taking it and not consuming it. They were taking it with them so that they could like do something to it. But our thought was, if you don't believe that God is real, why are you taking it in the first place? So
Because it counters the significance behind it.
mhm.
You
Okay.
got to remember those are blessed items,
Yes.
and
Mhm.
the body of Christ and blah 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 blah.
Mhm.
All
Right.
that, to take that and use that on a negative perspective is a very powerful tool and element. So
Yeah.
again, that's why I smiled when you said that. I've heard of that from quite a few different times.
It's
But
kind
I'm
of
not
scary.
religious or anything, but I'll still use holy water because to other people it may have a meaning and an intent, and to spirits, as a trigger for things,
Mm-hmm.
because that may be what they believed.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it comes down to each person's personal.
Well, that's the funny thing. A lot of people don't even realize when we talk about the holy water and everything. One of the main ingredients in that is sea salt.
Mhm.
People don't know that salt is used in that.
Yeah.
And people say to me, the running joke was when we were out on the road filming and everything. We always had a case of sea salt in the truck. And the first season, they thought I was freaking nuts. Then automatically after that, it got put on the list of the different things that we had to make sure we had, because I throw sea salt all over the freaking place.
Yeah.
Because the iron content of it is what helps to calm a lot of things down. And
Yeah.
it's just been used, going all the way back to Egyptian times and everything else. So
Well, the iron has a significance in itself, so I didn't know that. But that's why they use salt.
Yeah.
I learned something today, guys.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sometimes I know things. Sometimes.
Yeah, you know a lot of things. I learned something interesting when we talk.
So Todd had said, we have a family friend who was a helicopter pilot during Desert Storm and shared some crazy paranormal experiences while over in Iraq.
Yeah.
So I would believe it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know about the history of the Ifrit, so that's a little terrifying to me.
A lot of our military men and women that come back from these different countries and everything, when I deal with them, and believe it or not, it happens quite often. And that helps to contribute to everything else these poor people go through. The stories they tell you about, the practices and what they've seen. And, it's creepy. It's real creepy. They'll tell me they wish they never seen it or never experienced it.
Yeah.
And that affects them, along with all the other things that they had to witness and see. So,
So
my husband spent time in Iraq, and when he came back, he was a different person for a while. It took a long while. And there's still to this day, he will be talking to other military people that, had experienced the same stuff. But as soon as like one of us come around, it's crickets. Like,
that's you don't talk about it.
It's different when they deploy, because my husband deployed as well, and there are some crazy stories actually over in the desert about UFOs.
Oh
And a lot of military members seeing UFOs over the bases.
Yeah. Okay, here's something that you guys will find cool. I talk about it more now. Years back, I had military people come over to the house, and they were filming. They wanted to talk about how I thought different things occurred from, the demonic realm and blah, 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 blah. And they kept saying, no, sir, yes, sir, no, sir. As soon as I hear that, I know that's military.
Yeah.
And there was 5 of them. And again, they were in civilian clothes. Nobody had uniforms or anything on. So at the end of it, and I go, all right, I know you guys are all military. I'll go, what the hell are you doing? We can't discuss that, sir. It's classified. We can't discuss that.
Ooh.
I was like, this is really, really weird. A few years went by, and a good friend of mine, we were talking and everything. She goes, a few years back, I filmed for the military. I went, what? I go, I did too. And I go, I don't know what it was for. She goes, I do. And I go, what? She said they were doing a training program within all the different branches of the military from the supernatural paranormal level. And there were 5 of us that were picked to talk about it.
Mhm.
That's really cool.
I said,
Yeah.
are you freaking kidding me? And then she goes, no. She says, I can't prove it or disprove it. But
Yeah.
so over the course of the years, when working with a couple of people, and they'll go, you look so familiar. And I go, I'm sure. Yeah. And they'll say, were you involved with any of the training for the paranormal supernatural thing? And they went, that's where you were. You were in that. And I go, yeah. And they go, man, you had a gray beard back then too. I go, I know. It's been since I've been 18.
Oh, that's awesome. So what do you think about all this stuff that's coming out now with like the UFO disclosure and the military and all that?
There's no doubt in my mind that all this occurs.
Mm-hmm.
I've always believed in it. I've never been able to say that I did not believe. I mean, okay, here's a cool story. We don't talk about UFO shit. This girl I was dating, her aunt was a scientist out in 51 area out there.
Oh, wow.
Okay, she was retired. Now I'm going back years. And it was Christmas time, and she was sitting there, and we were talking, and she goes, my niece tells me you're involved with some of this stuff. And I go, yeah. She started talking to me and telling me about some of the stuff that she's seen and witnessed. And my jaw hit the floor. But anytime anybody else came in the room, she stopped talking about it. They walked back out, and she would start telling me more about it.
Yeah.
And then I just said, I can't believe you're talking about any of that. She says, well, I'll tell you about it. She goes, you believe, the rest of them don't. Ever since then, and that, man, oh man, what was I, 15, 16 years old when that was told to me.
Wow.
Yeah, I believe it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
We were stationed at Buckley Air Force Base in Colorado for 3 years, and my husband, given his rank and his job, he got to do like the actual like internal like tour. So the big golf ball things, they're satellite information, and there's people inside of them. And he got to go in there, and I'm like, did you see any aliens in the space? And he's like, I can't tell you. He cannot tell me whatever he saw inside the golf ball.
We've actually had UFO sightings right over Stewart here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I believe it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Definitely.
of course in Pine Bush.
Yes. Yep.
Lots of
All over
those.
Pine Bush.
Yes.
You guys are going to laugh. Do you know I've never been to Pine Bush yet?
What?
Really?
It's an hour and a half away from me. I know.
Right.
And I still, one of these days I have to stop.
You would love the museum.
Yeah, no, you have to come.
Yeah.
And come, and we're gonna have lunch or something and go to the museum and look for aliens.
Yeah.
Debbie
Cool.
says hi, everybody.
Hey, Deb.
Hi.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Again, like I said, I laugh and people go, I can't believe it. They'll go, some of the places you haven't. There's a ton of places I just never been.
Yeah.
I just, if it happens where I'm in the area or something and I can pull it together, I'll do it. That's like in the fall when I'm out lecturing. I go to campus after campus after campus. People go, oh, go see this, go see that. There's no time. I don't have the time to. You're either traveling, sleeping, or lecturing, and there's just not that much time to be able to do all that other stuff. So
you need to play tourist sometime.
Yeah,
I know,
Anne-Marie
I
never
know.
went either, and she went to Pine Bush Elementary School.
Oh my goch, how does that
She
even
did.
happen?
She actually did.
Maybe we can arrange a tea time.
I almost lost my tea.
You're making her choke.
I saw that. I think we'll go and have tea.
Pinky's up.
Have you seen Bridgerton, John?
Huh?
Have you seen Bridgerton?
No.
Well, in Bridgerton, having tea is used as for something else. Anne-Marie knows.
What's it used for?
So spoiler alert,
don't
if
even
anybody
know.
has not seen Bridgerton, Violet Bridgerton is a widow, and
Okay.
she has a new friend, and she says, I would like to have you over for tea. And then he gets there and she says, I am the tea you will be having.
Wow.
Very risque.
Yeah.
Wow.
This was
That's why
like
you girls like
Victorian
that show.
times.
Mhm. I was
Oh,
excited for her.
Yeah.
But that's another thing we'll put on the hit list.
Oh,
There
a
we go.
museum.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not Bridgerton.
Yep.
Yep.
All right, so we got a couple minutes left. I'm gonna
Yeah.
put your website up so everybody can see all your stuff. Anything that you want to plug? You have the convention coming up this weekend, like you said. You have your books. What else do you have coming up?
Oh gosh. I'm I usually any of the events that I'm doing or working on, I usually always have them posted right on my Facebook page. I got one I'm doing with Dustin Perry over the summertime, someplace up in Maine. There's a
Nice.
Maine convention I'll be doing in September.
Oh, the Maine Paracon, right?
Yeah, New Jersey Expo. I
Yep.
do that every year. There's quite a few of them, just trying to think off the top of my mind. There'll be another one I'll be doing in July in Atlantic City. I just did one a couple of weeks ago. That was pretty cool.
Mhm.
So, getting out there and trying to do a few newer ones and different ones to intermingle. And where were we? We were just at the mansion.
White Hill.
White Hill.
White Hill Mansion. That was my first time ever being there.
Isn't
Well,
it cool?
Yeah,
Day.
I was never there before. Giuliano even said the same thing. He goes, I can't believe, the bash. Oh yeah, Gettysburg Bash.
Oh,
Yeah, how you gonna forget about Gettysburg?
You
We'll
guys
be
are
there.
going. You're gonna
We'll
be there?
Yes.
Yeah. Hey, at the Gettysburg Bash, none of us worry about the spirits in the field. We worry about the other spirits that are there.
Yes, we do. There's plenty of spirits at the bash.
Yes,
Yeah.
there is. Plenty.
And everybody's seeing things by the end of the night.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yep.
June 27th at Haunted Hillview, Evening with John
Thanks, Tom. Haunted Hill. I forgot about that one too. That's why a lot of times I say that it always catches me off guard because I never actually remember unless somebody points it out to me. So
if you're not following John yet, follow him, hit up his website, his Facebook, so you can get up to date on all of the events, all the conventions and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And if you ever get a chance to listen to this man speak, it is funny, it is informative, and a lot of times he brings haunted objects.
Yes.
yeah. Sometimes I bring out some of the things that I've collected and have the little thing there telling the history and the story of it. Because a lot of people ask me too, do I bring out the really hardcore dark objects? No, I don't.
Mm-mm.
Because again, I don't, I'm doing it to try and get people to understand and learn some of these different things and get a better understanding of it. So again, I try to be a little bit more guarded and, for a long, long time, I did not bring things out. And it's like, well, everybody else is doing it. And it's like, you get to that point, where it's like, well, John, you come in, you got to bring some of your items, everybody else is. And I'm like, all right, well, what else can I do,
Peer pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, very cool.
Said, love you, John. Excited to go to Gettysburg.
Cool. Oh, we'll be having fun out there.
Yeah.
Wadrona, there she is.
Fun.
That's Stacia and Tom. I always call her Stacy, and I get so mad at myself. I know it's Stacia.
we will have the emotional support cheese.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah.
Especially when they do that bar thing. Oh my God, that thing is a riot. Dave Trader keeps pushing me out of the way. Get out of the way of me. You can't even make drinks. And I go, well, how am I going to make drinks? I don't drink. I don't drink nothing but beer. So
Celebrity bartending. John will handle it.
I'll ask them, what do you want? And I'll just start pouring shit in the glass. They're 3/4 drunk already anyways. Go for it.
All right, we got just one more question from Eric. Again, this is John. What do you think needs to change for the future of paranormal investigating to stay true?
Getting back to basics, people being able to, work with each other and being able to share the knowledge, and because a lot of that is gone. A lot of ever since 2020, our world is different. People don't integrate and hang out, and it's a different world with the kids today. It really is. They don't look at that as when you get together and you go out and do something. A lot of them need, they're more apt to be on their phones, or again, it's just a different, you need to get back to the basics. That's the most important thing. And still collecting our data. Even though, and I bring this up and I tell people, because people will say to me, well, I didn't get any scientific evidence. And I'll go, what scientific evidence? Our field isn't based on science. It's based on the supernatural, the unknown. Yeah. What you need to base it on a scientific perspective is repeatability. And unfortunately, we don't have that yet. Hopefully, before I turn into a ghost, we will. I'd love to see repeatability. Love to be able to prove a lot of this stuff out. Cold, hot spots, we can. That we basically got under our belts as far as being able to do a lot of that. But we're getting there. There's a lot happening. Again, as crazy as our field got, and I always say this, it's a double-edged sword today. Got the good, you got the bad. But if it wasn't as crazy as it is, we wouldn't be doing what we're doing today.
Yeah. Very well said.
Very well. Yes, I agree. Yeah. So we always end the show with saying one good thing that happened this week. So Lisa, you haven't talked very much. We're gonna put you on the spot.
I know.
What is your one good thing that happened?
Quiet. Moon River.
I don't like to talk a lot. What happened good this week? Well, I think Mother's Day was nice. I got to spend it with my mom and my son, and we were all together. And, my mom's getting older, so it was just really nice to have a really good day with both of them.
Very good. Yeah. Steph, what was yours?
Well, I'm trying to pull it out.
Oh.
So my middle child came home for a little bit today because I had to take her to the airport. She's going to Florida, and she brought me my Mother's Day treat. And
what is that?
It's a giant flower bouquet, but it's a whole cupcake, and it's huge.
Oh wow, that's cool.
I thought there was going to be an animal in there.
Nope.
Can you eat it?
Yes, I'm going to eat it for breakfast.
Oh my!
What I thought she was going to hold up, and Annabelle's face was going to be in it. That's what I thought.
My good news is I stole Annabelle.
Who is that?
That's Brianna.
That? Oh.
She said she was going to come in here and ask you every question. Lisa, what's your favorite place to investigate? Lisa, this, Lisa, that. So you had to talk the whole time. But she was nice to you.
Thanks, Brianna.
Let you off the hook.
You're my friend.
So my good thing for the week was similar to Lisa's. I got to bring my youngest. It was her 12th birthday on Friday. So Saturday, we actually went down to the King of Prussia Mall, went to the Netflix house, and had a really good day. We did an escape room and mini golf, and I got to see my dad, who I haven't seen in a little bit.
Nice.
So
nice.
John, what was yours?
Surprise visit by one of my relatives today that I haven't seen in a while, and it was just one of my nephews, and just haven't seen him for a while. So it was very nice to see the door open up and him walk in and sat down and talk. But it made me bust out laughing. He went, "Holy shit, Uncle Johnny, did you put a lot of weight on?" Shut up. You guys know I was always like a twig, and now that I stopped smoking, so all I do is freaking eat.
Still better than smoking.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. We all had a nice family positive
Yeah.
thing to say today.
Mhm.
Yep.
That's perfect. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So Saturday, Full Moon Paranormal will be doing a live investigation from Mid-Orange Correctional Facility. We are going to be doing some solos. So
Yay.
we will be all in little boxes like this and off investigating on our own.
Can't wait.
Yes,
Cool.
Fort Decker is coming up May 30th. It's in Port Jervis. Guys, we still have some tickets left. Please buy those up. Help preserve this wonderful, wonderful location. It's
100% of the sales
yeah.
is going to preserve the fort. So
Yeah,
please.
and that's the important thing is to give giving back to the community and helping preserve these amazing historical locations. So
Cool.
Eric's good thing of the week is bacon cheeseburgers.
that
Those
works.
are always good.
Ah, that sounds so good.
Yeah, it
The
does.
funny thing is like that everybody picks on me because when I'm out on the road, I eat bacon cheeseburgers because I don't eat them at home. So,
Listen, that's okay.
When I'm out on the road, so I love them. Bacon
That's
cheeseburger.
okay.
I'm
I
happy.
can pretty much order for all of you at a restaurant.
All right, what
I'm
am I
gonna have a
having,
chicken
Lisa?
ranch
Yep.
snack.
Yeah, that's right. You guys.
What are we all having?
Yeah, what are we having?
Well, Stephanie's definitely having fries and probably mozzarella sticks. You're having the chicken ranch snack wrap with fries and ranch to dip your fries. John's gonna have a cheeseburger. And I don't know, I mix it up.
You do mix it up.
I do.
You do. She
And
knows us
what's-
so well. See,
what's
she
my
takes care of
dessert?
us so good.
What's my dessert?
Oh, cheesecake.
The most important part.
Yeah.
Oh,
And John's gonna have coffee.
if there's cheesecake, I'll have a piece of that too.
All
All right. I got a cheesecake buddy
Love,
now.
love cheesecake.
Cheesecake and coffee. We're getting dessert.
There you go.
Perfect.
Mhm.
There you go.
Thank you so much for coming on.
Everybody,
Yes,
Well,
thank
it was
you.
John.
It was,
Thank
it
you.
was fun,
Yeah.
and we'll be seeing you guys shortly.
Yeah.
Yes.
We'll be
Thank you
get-
so
we'll be
much.
getting in- We'll be getting in trouble.
Yes.
Always do.